on the start. Race 3, the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup. On the Berkshire station, we have Shrewsbury School, who pre-qualified against Henley Rowing Club C, which came through the qualifiers last Friday. And out the start, they've gone Shrewsbury, the stronger of the two crews on paper. But the amount of depth they've got at Henley Rowing Club across boys and young boys, young girls is incredible. I mean, Chris Bruford has just done such a wonderful job at Henley Rowing Club. A C crew in the Diamond Jubilee, which is a relatively new event, and the Foley as well, you know, across both of the junior parts of the club. They're a length down, but I mean, to a sensational crew. This Shrewsbury crew have worked so hard this season. And they were silver medalists at national scores, so Shrewsbury are the kind of #2 on paper in this particular event, going into the event. Well, #2 in the country in this particular event, only to the Henley A crew, I believe. Oh, unfortunately, a little crab there from the free girl, but this is all about experience, you know, for these guys. I'm sure, you know, being the C crew, they've got, you know, opportunities to come back and compete at the regatta, and it's all about experience. And, you know, they're J16s, so to be racing at Henley at J16s is a massive achievement. And you can't learn unless you make mistakes, I think. You know, we saw that little crab there from the free girl of the Henley C crew, from Della Luke in the 3 seat. But she'll learn from that. You know, she'll come back next year and she'll know how to keep that start under control. But what a lead this Shrewsbury School crew have developed as we come up towards the Foley timing marker. Great shots there. Yeah, it's a great shot as they come up to Foley. So it's just halfway, roughly, on the Henley course. 3 big marker points: the barrier, Foley, and obviously the finish, which is the important one. And they've remained that way for such a long time. And the times, you know, they mean so much to people, these record times, and we've seen a few fall this week. So people will be racing to those markers with an aim to try and smash those times. You want to have your name in the book. You do want, you want to have your name in the book. Such an important thing. I am so pleased to see the Shrewsbury crew doing well. I do have a bit of a soft spot for them, actually. I went to go and talk to them before the Falls Head in November. Their coach, Will Reynolds, and Aaron O'Dell, who supports the programme at Shrewsbury, was just so keen to bolster them back up for this season. You know, they've not been very prominent in girls rowing for a while, because the likes of Henley and Headington have been dominating. But this is great to see this crew doing well, because I think they've really got the guts in them to go all the way in this competition. And I think what's great as well, obviously, it's, you know, you think about kind of school rowing, that obviously the boys' side has been very successful, huge programme, and, you know, just with the introduction of these female events at Henley has had such an impact on the development of young women in the sport. And, you know, we keep saying that with the extra events being added last year, the impact that's had on the entries this year. And we've got all those new events coming up today, as you've said already. Yeah. We've got things like the Town, the Stoner, all with their first races today. So, you know, again, some of these junior women that we're seeing here in the Henley crew and the Shrewsbury crew will be aspiring to race in those events in years to come. And there's a great pathway now for them to progress in the sport and can still compete at Henley, which I love to see. You know, I've just become a father. Like, she's only 18 months old, but, you know, that future, she may want to row, she may not, but just that, you know, female sport is just exploding now. It just gives young girls so many opportunities, and just that, you know, I remember the impact sport had on me as a young person, and I love to see that enthusiasm given to the kind of young females in sport now. It's just the opportunity, isn't it? I was talking to a few of the coaches this week, and build it and they will come. You know, the entries have doubled in a lot of these elite events. The Diamond Jubilee had almost as many entries as the Foley did this year, which I think just goes to show the calibre and the participation and the quality is there in these junior women's events, in the elite events, and I just can't wait to see it grow, and at some point for it all to be on a par. You know, it's going to be great. And that's what, you know, and obviously we mentioned about the Henley programme having an A, B and C boat in both the Diamond Jubilee and the Foley Cup. You know, the transformation that programme's had in the last couple of years has been incredible, that you could have, not just in one event, but in 2 events, that many junior athletes at that level. Yeah, hats off to Henley for qualifying this 3rd boat into the regatta and getting them through to the Friday as well. You know, they've had to come through one race already, I think, or maybe even two, actually, if you've come through the qualifiers, which I believe this Henley C crew will have done.
They came through the qualifiers last week, and obviously they won yesterday. So, you know, they've had the experience doing qualifiers, which is really nerve-wracking, and then obviously to come out and win their first race, which is a great achievement, and then being racing at Henley on the Friday, that experience so early is going to really pay dividends later on as they come back next year. So tomorrow, this particular event is a really busy day. So they've got quarterfinals and semi-finals tomorrow, so 2 races.
Which the Shrewsbury crew will be very glad of being able to wind it down now through the enclosures and conserve their energy for that double race tomorrow, because we've already talked about how intense it is to be able to even just race one time a day, let alone 2.
Especially in this heat as well. You know, the recovery, that's going to be so important for these young athletes. So as they come to the end of the course, Shrewsbury School win that heat of the Diamond Jubilee Challenge Cup. And as we see the Royal Rowing Club C crossing the line there, but a very solid performance from Shrewsbury, and we look forward to seeing them race on Saturday.